Hey, what's up everyone? Gids here for another video, and today we're going to look at the new content that's going to come up with Kuni Crossworlds this December 13. So we have here our December 9 developers note. So everything that we have here is most likely going to come up in December 13. So yeah, it's going to be December 13, Tuesday maintenance. Okay, it's not going to be a Wednesday maintenance. So yeah, without further ado, let's take a look at what's new. Before we start, I actually covered this one already on one of my streams. So I usually stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/gidsgg, 6 p.m. Asia time. Okay, so let's start. Okay, let's go. So first things first, we have a new episode here, the Wishing Tree. So we're going to have events here as well where we can grow our own wishing tree in our familiar's forest, and of course there's also going to be a big wishing tree in Evermore. I don't know what this will look like, but certainly something to look out for. It's going to be something that gives you stat boosts, as it says over here. So you're going to grow your wishing tree in your familiar's forest using some fertilizer and other stuff, and you can also decorate it. Okay, so of course I'm gonna do some guides on this one if ever we need to, if we see some stuff that you need to look at. But if it's very straightforward, then probably we don't need to. Okay, so looks fun, looks exciting. So this is what it looks like, right? This thing here. Okay, and then of course we have the new episode dungeon, Hot Spring Coca Traco. So it's most likely going to be a fire familiar or fire opponent, fire boss, right? Because we have Durara, right? Dururu. Is it Durara? Dururu, which is the free familiar that we can possibly get into a weekend 10. Okay, so yeah, if you haven't gotten yours yet, get yours. And then we also have a new game mode, Snowball Fight. So not sure, this might be PvP, most likely PvP, but I'm not sure if there's going to be Astrite rewards, but looking forward to it. Hope it's going to be a fun one. So yeah, let's see. Okay, of course, next one we have new familiar mounts and costumes. So new costumes, these are actually pretty good. There you go. Okay, new costumes actually look good, especially for the witch, engineer and swordsman. Okay, which is the best again. For the rogue, I don't know. The rogue is always the trolled one, and of course the destroyer actually looks cool, right? You can change up the body and just go for the headpiece, and it's actually going to look pretty epic, no? Okay, so that's for the costumes that we have right now. And then of course we have the new mount. New mount is over here. It's actually pretty cute, so if you want to get it, go ahead and get it, right? And a new familiar, which is this guy, Sage Reindeer. Actually looks good. The skills of it looks good. Support type familiar that increases crit rate and damage of special skills according to the number of allied familiar. So special skills here is not that great, but crit rate passive though. It has a passive that increases your crit rate, which is actually pretty strong. And then for the active ability here, Sage Reindeer will also increase the chance to cause frostbite on basic attack. Wait, is this passive or is this active? Let me look up this one for a bit. Yeah. Okay, here we go. So I found the Sage Reindeer here on the Japanese website or the translated website. Okay. Let's see the skills. So for the passive, increases special skill damage and critical damage. Okay. It says here critical damage, but crit rate. It said crit rate in the dev note. Huh. What to trust? I think it's going to be this one, right? It's going to be crit rate. It says crit rate here, but it says crit damage here, so I don't know what to trust. We'll just see at release. Okay, so for each water familiar, increase special skill damage dealt by 4%. This one's not pretty strong with buff type characters like engineers and rogues, but I can certainly see this working with witches, swordsmen, and destroyers because they have a lot of strong special skills. Okay, for each attack familiar in your build, increase critical damage by 2%. If this is going to be crit rate, then 2% is a lot, and at Awaken 10 it's 5%. Well, yeah, additional 5% on top of your Milky Way is actually going to be probably a little bit significant, but not the best. But this is a huge bonus damage though. It's going to be a passive bonus damage increase, and it's 500% for the story dungeon. So if you really want to get that top rank in the story dungeon, then it's pretty good. Okay, for the active skill, boost damage dealt to frozen enemies. Normal attacks have a chance to inflict frozen. Reduce enemy. Whoa, whoa! This one applies a buff to you. It applies a buff to your character. So imagine this one. It increases damage dealt to frozen. Frozen basically just means frostbite, right? 12.5%, 50% chance. Yo, 50% chance to inflict frostbite. So frostbite is actually, yeah, this one. It deals damage over time to enemies. And if you look at the game and you have, what's that item called? I think I'm using it. If you put this item on top of it, yeah, this thing, absolute zero on top of it. Damage dealt to frostbite an enemy up to, I think this is up to 10%. That's actually pretty strong. It's a good combination, right? It's a very good combination. So if you have that setup, I think it's going to be very, very beneficial and very strong for your character. Okay, so just build a frostbite build with, probably you can also put in Suiryu on your team, right? So just to make it more consistent for you to be dealing frostbite against the enemies. But anyways, yeah, that's, wow, this is actually a very good familiar, especially for PvP as well. Deals a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage, basically. Yeah. Okay, for familiar arena, does multiple hits of 27% water damage to nearby enemies, and for 5 seconds, reduces enemy nearby attack. Ooh! Oof. Yeah, this is going to be very strong against BTS teams, Bor, Toko, Sorbor. Especially against Sorbor, right? Going to be a very strong counter to Sorbor if you can also use him with Suiryu, Hippo, or Pufu, right? So water is still looking very, very strong in familiar arena. So hopefully it's a good contender against Sorbor, but we'll see. I'm not sure if it's going to be very significant at Awaken 0, if it's going to be strong enough at Awaken 0. Probably at Awaken 3, you can think about putting him in your team, but I'm not sure at Awaken 0. But yeah, it looks pretty strong. Right? Okay. So yeah, it's actually pretty strong. It's looking pretty strong, especially PvP wise with the build that I mentioned using Absolute Zero. You could pretty much destroy a lot of enemies with this one. Okay. Next up, we have the new feature here, progress report. Basically, you're going to see your progress if you increased from the previous week, right? So you're going to see how much CP you've been increasing, but most likely we're gonna see a lot of CP decreases. Is that going to be reflected here? Javier? Any Javier disasters? Probably going to be easier to see how much CP we're going to lose from Javier at plus 30 down to plus 20, right? I think that's going to be more common than seeing a CP increase here because yeah, Javier is as ruthless as ever. Okay. And then of course the most exciting one over here is level cap and expansion and new regions. So new regions is the one I'm more excited about. Runes of Astrasia and Bodily Archives will be added. So looks like there's 2 regions. First reason why I'm really excited for this one is, of course, we're going to have new main story quest and we're going to receive a lot of rewards again from the main story quest, because remember, all main story quests can be completed 5 times because you can complete it 1 time per character. Okay, and of course, next up is the farming area, because right now we only have Rainbow Valley and you can't actually gain level while looking for drops in Rainbow Valley if you're farming Rainbow Valley. So if you're trying to get gold while you're already above or probably at level 110 or level 105 even and above, it's actually a pain to grind for gold, hunting for the shiny Higgledy statues, right? Because it's going to be, the level gap is already so high that you just get 1 XP per kill. Okay, so having the new areas and having them higher leveled again will give us a chance or give us new areas to farm according to our levels. Okay, and of course the new one here is another field boss. Okay, so a new field boss to be farmed, another source of resources for our accessories. Probably there's going to be a new accessory, so let's look out if it's going to be good or bad or meh. Okay, so we'll see. Of course, there's going to be new regional specialties, soul stones and tetro puzzles associated with the new areas. Okay, so looks like that's all the changes, or that's all the updates that's going to come in. So let me know your thoughts. You like it, you don't. I like it particularly for the new region and of course the new field boss. Although I'm not doing my field bosses. People on my stream know this one. But anyways, yeah, that's it. Sage Reindeer seems pretty strong. Especially PvP. Kinda like it. If I can summon, I would summon, but I'm still waiting for relics or either relics or cactus. So if they come out soon, I would probably be saving up for those one. But if you really want to summon, this is actually a solid summon for you guys if you want to get him. So it's a support type familiar, but the things that it provides you is mostly offensive type. So it's still really, really good. Okay, that's it for me. Thank you very much for watching. See you again next time. Like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Leave a comment below. Bye-bye.